Hi everybody, Neil with 21st Century Equipment. Today we're talking about the John Deere 2025R. This unit's equipped with a 120R quick park loader. But in addition, you can get this model with a heated cab as well as a factory backhoe attachment. Now those are separate. We don't have a cab with a backhoe attachment. That's all available in this 2025R product line. The 2025R is a 25 horsepower unit. It has a 2-speed hydrostat with a low and a high range. So a great way to be able to pick the right speed for you. Even though I can do that with the pedals, sometimes when I'm doing the work, I definitely want to be in the low range. Sometimes when I'm traveling across my property or down the driveway, I'm going to want to be in my high range. Like all of the R models, there's some upgraded features. They include additional lights. In this case, the LED lights here on the side, one on each side. That is an R model feature, as well as the upgraded seat. It is a 2-piece sewn padded seat, and it does have the armrests. And of course, tilt wheel as well, one of those R features that we have. One of the questions that we get a lot with these units is, what's the difference? A 1025R, a 2025R? Well, they both run 25 horsepower engines. They both have 2-speed, high and low range hydrostat transmissions. The biggest difference is this unit is longer overall. The wheelbase is longer. As well, it sits on these taller tires. So depending on the terrain that you're in, the 2025R might be the right tractor for you. It might be the right option for you. If you need the higher clearance or whatever the application might be, where you say, hey, I need a little more clearance, I need a little bit longer wheelbase, this is the better option than the 1025R. One of the things that comes with that higher clearance and those bigger tires is that it comes with a step. And we see that in this unit. We don't see that step on the 1025R. A couple other things that are different you'll notice is the console is a little bit different style than the 1025R. We've elevated the PTO control here, and this is the lever that I use to decide whether I'm activating my mid PTO located under your feet, whether I'm activating the rear PTO, or whether I'm activating them both. There's the rear PTO, there's both, and there's mid PTO only. So this lever is a little higher, easier to find on the 2025R than on the 1025R. So again, subtle difference, but a difference between the units nonetheless. As we move around to the front, you'll notice that the 2025R has the toolbox located in the front of the frame. You know, you're not going to be able to fit your entire tool set in there, but a great place to have a pair of fencing pliers, gloves, those things that you kind of use every day around the property. Great place to keep them with you on the tractor so you don't have to worry about losing them or them bouncing around. One of the items that does change with the 2025R and the 1025R is the actual just height of this rear hitch. And that can come into play depending on which attachments we use. So running an auger is a little bit easier on this 2025R than it is on the 1025R. But again, that's just tied to that high clearance feature. Something that's unique to the 2025R is that we have a pack here on the back. This is where you can keep your operator's manual with you. Of course, like any tractor, when we get on it, we want to make sure we've got what they call 3 points of contact. So I'm going to put a hand on the steering wheel, hand on my grip here, use my step to step up in. Easy to get into this unit. Of course, seat adjustment down here on the bottom. I can adjust that seat, get my seat belt on, and we're ready to start working. To operate this machine, you want to make sure that your hydrostat is in neutral. If it's not in neutral, the tractor won't start. I get a message actually up here on the dashboard that says shift to neutral, and that's my reminder that my tractor's not neutral, so it won't start. I bring it back to neutral. You might have heard that loud click on there. I don't know if that came through the microphone, but you hear that loud click. That's an indication that the machine is now ready to start. Turn the key and we're started and ready to go. Parking brake is down here on the right, and it's just a simple push button to release that. Next to it here, you might see my hand. That is the shift lever for the 4-wheel drive. And that is right next to the parking brake on these units. I select a range, pick my bucket up off the ground, take my foot off the brake, and forward and reverse or operate my loader here. This John Deere 2025R is equipped with the twin touch pedals. You'll see both pedals here side by side, easy to get to. The nice thing about these pedals that I like is I'm just pivoting my foot. It's real easy. It's a very natural motion. Forward, marked with a large arrow and a series of arrows pointing forward, and then rear, reverse, large arrow, and the same thing, arrows pointing in reverse to tell me which way I can go. On the John Deere 2025R, John Deere has worked really hard to make service as easy as possible. We've got another video that talks about the daily greasing and some of those pieces, but I'll just point out, of course, fuel water separator here, oil filter, engine dipstick, all easy to get to with the loader in place. Although this is our quick park loader, takes about 30 seconds to take this loader off the tractor. So very easy, very straightforward. Not necessary to do your maintenance, but it's kind of a handy feature if you do want to remove it because you're doing rotary cutting and you don't want the loader out in front of you. Great, go ahead and just pop it off. Takes less than a minute to do, takes less than a minute to pop it back on. The John Deere 2025R is a great option. If you need the additional clearance or the longer wheelbase, this could be the right model for you. Come into your local 21st Century Equipment store and ask one of our salespeople if this is the right model for you so that you can get the work done you need to do every day.